Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, August 24th, 2021, and this is FlossTube number 30. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch. I may talk about quilting once in a while. I'll throw in some family tidbits, but mainly I talk about cross stitch. So if you're new, thank you. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. It really means a lot to me. And if you have been here for a while, thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it, especially those of you who have been around since FlossTube number 1. If you've been here since FlossTube number 1, let me know in the comments. I'm kind of curious who's still hanging around. Just curious. Anyway, so what have I done this week? I have no family. Oh, I do have family updates. My daughter moved back home. Yeah, she's 20. She was living in her school apartment. School's about to start back up and she is not returning, so she had to give up her apartment to some students coming in. The apartment that she was going to be moving into, sorry, there is a fly flying around. The apartment that she was going to move into is not ready, so she had to lug her stuff here, and she's been hanging with us for the past couple of days. Please pray that the apartment opens up soon. James and I have gotten used to having our house to ourselves. Cooking for 2, it became a habit. Now it's like, she's like, hey, what'd you cook? I was like, yeah, not much. But she can cook, and so she also brought pretty much her fridge and pantry over, so... But anyway, for those of you that do not know, my children, my 2 youngest are and were in Bible college at our church. And there are apartments for them to live in. And when the apartments are not being used by students, they rent them out. And most of those that live in the apartments are former students who are now either working at or interning at church. And she's interning. She's interning under our missions director. So anyway, that's what my kids are doing. My oldest lives in Nashville, and we are here in Louisiana. If you can't tell, go Tigers. Anyway, so let's get to cross stitch. Enough about my family. That's the only update. My daughter's back home. Anyway, I have one finish, and I gave a sneak peek of it on my Instagram. And if you don't follow me there, it is Rachel Q Stitches. And here it is. Remember me. This is a blackbird design. And it is, if I remember correctly, it is my first blackbird. And this is going to go on what I like to lovingly refer to as my wall of ancestors. I will be doing a photo wall of those that we've loved that has gone on before us. So now I'm on the hunt for a frame. But Contented Stitcher, a couple of FlossTubes back, mentioned that she bought herself a miter box. I know my husband has several, so I thought about commandeering one and maybe seeing if he would take me to Lowe's as soon as the mask mandate lifts. And I will go and see if I'll get me maybe some molding and seeing if I can put together a frame. I don't know, we'll see. Either that or I'll just hit some thrift stores. I haven't decided yet. But that is Remember Me, and that is a finish. So I made it a goal a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I really talked to you guys about it, but my goal was to finish up some whips that I had before allowing myself to start anything new. The only things new that I allow myself to start are ongoing things like the Erica Michaels ABC stitch along that I'm doing, and also my Sunday Stitches by Heartstring Samplery. So those are the things that I am allowing myself to start new, but anything else I have to finish. And so past couple weeks I finished the Serendipity Stitch Along. I finished Little Women. Something else, I think. So nothing new until I finish a couple of those whips, and I have finished 3. So I think I'm going to allow myself a new start, and I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so The next thing I worked on was Sunday Stitches, Amazing Grace. I was kind of hoping to have this finished, but I am almost done. This is done on a 16 count that I dyed using DMC. And this is it right here. So I finished all the words, bottom border, the side panels, and then all I have left is the top. And I'm done. So I'm hoping to finish it today, maybe tomorrow, but definitely it'll be ready. It'll be done by the time, unless something, you know, major happens. It'll be done by next FlossTube. So there it is. Amazing Grace by Sunday, part of the Sunday Stitches by Heartstrings Samplery. So excited about that. And then, I lied. I did start something new, and that was the Fat Quarter Shop's Stitchography. This right here. It's a low price PDF download, and it is celebrating World Cross Stitch Day, and so I went ahead and did that, and I did buy the Cosmo floss, and I do have a short review of Cosmo floss. So this is where I've gotten. All I have left is this to do before the next piece is, it's due on the, it's due tomorrow. I guess I should finish that. No, I have a few more things left. I have 2 more things left to do. But I did like this, and that's not part of the this week. So I guess technically I can say I'm caught up. But anyway, this is what I've done. This is done on 14 count Aida using Cosmo floss. And Cosmo, it stitches wonderfully. If you have to rip out your stitches, it's not very friendly. So I use the loop start, and so I have to cut it a little bit shorter than I do my DMC, and I have to make sure I don't rip anything out because it will fray. So usually when I rip something out, it's lost floss. So I don't like that about it. Like I said, I haven't found anything not over dyed. I have not found a regular floss that has impressed me as much as DMC to where I'm gonna switch and say, oh no, I only use Cosmo now. I have not tried Sulky yet, and that is a project I have in the works. And I have not tried Aura Floss. So those are my 2 next experiments. But other than that, I mean, the color is beautiful. It's, like I said, it stitches great. It stitches really pretty. I find my stitches are a little bit neater, but if I have to rip them out, the floss is toast. So anyway, I forgot to say that this is done with DMC, and it is on 32 count mystery linen that was in my stash. I'm going to try to remember to tell y'all all that, but that doesn't always work. Anyway. And the last thing is City of Romance. And if you know me, you'll know that if you've been watching for a while, you'll know that I have been doing a test review of the Anchor Floss that's at Joann's and Michael's. So this is City of Romance by Stitch Rovia on Etsy. I did get it off of Readly. It was in one of the, I believe, Cross Stitcher magazines. Cross Stitcher, February 2018. So if you do have Readly, that is where it is. And this is on 14 count Aida that I dyed using Dynaflow fabric paints. So this is what I've done. I've put some rooftops on. I started a new building, and then I stopped and decided to work my way across. So I'm going to try to hold this up. So I did this. Let me fold this back. So I did this bridge, and then first time I did it wrong. So I ripped it out and I redid it, and so there it is. I love these colors. They just make me happy. So that is City of Romance by Stitch Rovia. And yeah, I like it. I'm hoping to pick it up again this week. I'm going to try to pick it up every week. I do 2 3-day rotations, and so I think I might try to pick it up when I finish Amazing Grace and put at least another good day. Wednesday's a good day. It's a stay home day for me. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything. And so tomorrow I think I might pick it up and work on that and give it a good day's work, and hopefully at least get some of the bottom stitches all the way across to the end so I can, make sure I have enough fabric. Anyway, so I am starting a new project and I am going to go get it, and hold on. Okay, so the Contented Stitcher is doing a stitch along, and she is starting a piece that I have been wanting to start for a while, and just it's typically done on linen or even weave, and many of you know that for most of my return back to cross stitch I have been using Ada. I am doing the Erica Michaels ABC style to break away from that, and it has worked because I've done a couple of pieces on even weave, and the Remember Me is done on linen. So she announced in her last floss tube that she was going to be doing several stitch alongs, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm going to do that. But I decided on this one because it is a pattern that I've been wanting to do for a while. So I went online and I ordered a piece of even weave. And so this is what she's doing. She's doing Christmas Garden. This is by Blackbird Designs. It is in the Home for the Holidays book. I will be doing it, but I will be taking off Christmas Garden right here. And I'm just going to end it right here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I ordered the fabric from 123 Stitch. Hopefully it arrives in time. If not, I'll start it when I start it. But this is what I'm doing next. So this is my next start, which is why I don't think I'll finish anything that I have in rotation. I still have Flea Market Flowers. I haven't put a stitch in that this week. I didn't put anything in it this week, so that's on the rotation for this week. So hopefully by the time September 1st rolls around, my fabric will be in and I can get this done. So this is I will try to link her video where she talks about it, and that way y'all can see about it. But I plan on doing this, and this will be fun. So anyway, so this is what I'm starting. And then Fat Quarter Shop came out with a new mystery stitch along called All the Trimmings. This is their sneak peek. I am going to wait until all the parts are out. It starts September 7th, but I did throw in a piece of black even weave in my 123 stitch order. Just in case I decided I liked it. It does look like it's got some more modern aquas and teals and maybe some bright greens in there. I didn't pull out the colors yet. I guess I should have. But I'm just going to wait and see what it looks like before I decide to stitch it. It's very small, 92 by 120, so it's not very big. And I don't know, I may show it to y'all next week and say, look what I started. No, it does start till 7, so it won't be next week. It'll be the week after next. Anyway, so that is that. That's it. I do have one little one little haul I'm going to show you. We were at Hobby Lobby, and my husband bought me this mug. This jelly roll is going straight to my fat quarters. Isn't she cute? So anyway, so that's my mug. We're still under mask mandate, so I don't go places. This was actually bought before we went on mask mandate, and I just kept forgetting to show it to you guys. So I was making some tea this morning, and I saw it. I was like, let me put that by my camera, so I'll do that. But anyway, so I have some 2022 plans. These are written in pencil, and they're not definite plans, but I just kind of wanted to throw them on. Sorry, my kids are texting each other. Throw them out there and see if anybody else has any plans for 2022 that they are thinking of. Anyway, I have 2 whips that are probably right around 25 to 30 years old. I definitely started them in the early 90s. I know I started them before my oldest son was born, which he is 23. And I'm going to say more than likely I did not work on them a good 4 years before he was born. And my husband and I have been married 32 years. So they're anywhere between, 30 to 25 years old. Anyway, so my goal is to work on them. That is one of the reasons why I'm trying to not start anything new, because I do have these older whips that I want to work on. And I'm trying to just be a little bit more selective about what I start. When I got back into stitching, there were so many new and wonderful things, and I bought a bunch of patterns. And it took me a while to realize what my style was. Like I said, I did a lot of stitching on Ada, but I loved like the Blackbird style designs, and I loved, a little bit more traditional type stitching, sampler-ish type stitching. But I also love this. This is so much fun. I love these colors. And so, I kind of go back and forth. But I do want to stitch more, I guess what I consider heirloomy pieces. Not so much the little cutesy things that you see that I love, but, I don't know. I might change my mind come January 1st. You never know, and say, stitch all the freebies. Or stitch all the smalls. I love that Helen D. No. Can't think of her name. Is stitching all the smalls. She reminds me of my cousin. I should know her, because I love when her videos come up. But she's stitching all the smalls, and I think she's going to do the same thing next year. So anyway, I'm trying to do stuff like that where I am, stitching the big pieces that I want. I kind of shied away from them because they were big, and most of them were on, needed to be done on not Ada. They could have been, but And then I have my anniversaries of the heart charts that I want to do. And so, like I said, there's a lot of new things coming out, and I'm being a little selective about what I choose. I have a lot of things that I've saved from magazines that are beautiful that I want to stitch. So I think I'm gonna set up I have my 2 oldest whips, and my goal is to get them finished in 2022. They're both, I would say a third of the way done. So, I think I can at least get them mostly done in this year. And then I want to stitch some bigger pieces that I really want to do, that are more meaningful to me. I guess I should say more meaningful. They have a little bit more meaning, like the anniversaries of the heart, the remember me piece, things that have a little bit more meaning. And then, of course, I'll throw in some fun pieces here and there, like my Stitch Rovia, City of Romance, and whatnot. So that's just kind of my goal for the year. Like I said, I don't set stringent goals. I don't work good like that. I work good with deadlines, but I don't work good with on Monday I can only do this, especially when it comes to fun things that are supposed to be fun. If it's something for my courses that I'm doing, then yes, I do it. But things that are supposed to be fun, I don't want to box myself in. Anyway, so that is my plan. I don't have it written down. It's just kind of something that's been floating around my head as I watch other FlossTubers. And some of them are talking about their plans for 2022. I have a hard time saying that. 2022. Too many twas. Yes. Anyway, so those are my plans. So let me know your plans. If you have any plans, if you're thinking about what you want to do for 2022, or if you are a fly by the seat of your pants stitcher, you stitch what you want when you want. If you want to start something new, you start something new. If you have 50 whips, you're okay with that. Let me know. I just know that with me inheriting my mom's things, she had a lot of unfinished, not a lot, I shouldn't say she had a lot of unfinished. She had a lot of finished but not fully finished items, which I am doing right now. And so, I don't want to leave too much for my kids to be overwhelmed. it's been 3 years and I'm still overwhelmed by the stuff my mom had. So I don't want to leave my kids overwhelmed. So that's my goals. Those are my goals. And I'm sure I'll probably find some older whips when I start cleaning out more of my stuff from the move. You know, we never know. But I have a question for y'all. Not only what are you doing for 2022 if you have plans? Do you make plans? Do you not make plans? But here's my other question. I access a lot of my magazines on Readly. I like Readly. It's $10 a month. I have an affiliate link below. If you sign up for Readly through my link, we both get a free month. I love it. I love it for looking for patterns. My Joann's gets one cross stitch pattern, and that's it. And we don't get the primitive punch needle, and primitive stitcher magazine. We don't get that here. And so I have considered maybe subscribing to it in person or in digitally, most likely digitally. But I haven't made a decision yet. Like I said, I have too many other fun things that I want to stitch. I don't want to add anything new to my repertoire. Anyway, so if you know of any cross-stitch magazines on Readly that are non-English magazines, they're a little hard to find. You kind of have to know the name of them. You know, that... to look for them, and you have to know what language they're in because you have to search by language. So Michele at Proverbs 31:22, and she just replied to my message, showed one that was so pretty. I don't like the way it's laid out. I don't like the way it's laid out. But anyway, but they have some pretty designs, and I do know that there's one that I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce, but I love their things, but they're not on Readly. And that's kind of sad. I wish I could access more. I need to see maybe if they have a digital subscription because their things are just absolutely beautiful. But, so if you know of any, you know, non-English speaking cross-stitch magazines, let me know. I would like to look at them on Readly. If they're on Readly. If they're, I mean, if you don't know if they're on Readly, just let me know and I'll look them up myself. And maybe one day I'll do that as a topic. So, that is it for today. I hope y'all all have a wonderful day. I am hoping by this time next week, the mask mandate has lifted. I don't know where our numbers are. I don't keep up with that. It depresses me. So I just kind of ask my husband every now and then how we're doing. Oh, on another front, another note, before I go, my brother-in-law is home. I don't think I mentioned this. He was in the hospital with COVID. He was on a vent for 22 days. And he is home. He got off the vent last week. Actually, this Tuesday would be 1 month anniversary of him going into the hospital. And so my nephew posted that he is home. He called my husband, which my husband was thrilled to hear his brother's voice because he hadn't heard it. And so he is home. But we do have a friend, an older friend, that is in the hospital right now. Not doing good. I haven't heard an update yet today on how he's doing. And so anyway, so I don't go anywhere when there's a mask mandate. I'd rather not. If there's a mask mandate, more than likely it's because numbers are up and I'd just rather stay home. You know what I mean? That's just, I'd rather stay home anyway. I don't need an excuse to stay home. Anyhow, so stay home. But really, you know, hopefully our mask mandate is lifted next week so that I can go shopping. If not, I'll be ordering some more on 123 Stitch. So I will see y'all later. Thank you again for coming, and y'all have a blessed day. I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.